Oh, it's my old Kentucky home. Yeah, I shouldn't be singing. This isn't a singing channel anyway. It's a mocking channel.
Across the Hudson River from New York City
Liza matte
and
painting.
westward into the state of New Jersey is the city of Englewood.
And Englewood is always up to no good.
Englewood could be any one of hundreds of American communities. Population 25,000.
But that's up for debate.
With busy stores, banks, and movie theaters.
You know, all the things nobody goes to anymore.
Their neat lawns and their well-groomed look.
Oh yes, because why would we even remotely have
Who
character?
live here, Englewood is like many other American towns.
No sense of identity.
And that was one of the reasons it has become the first town in the world to have an unusual kind of telephone service.
You know, the kind that's not attached to your house.
Oh, I'll go see over there.
My acting is stellar, isn't it, dear?
Probably the mailman.
Besides, I like to look at his sour puss than yours. Oh, I'm surprised you could bend over like that. Oh, these things are so complicated. I hate letters. When will email be created? Oh man, I wish I could read.
John, it's from Sally.
Oh, is that dear too busy smoking?
She says the baby has the measles.
Oh, isn't that a shame? Not as like our kid or anything.
Well, now, measles. That's not so serious.
I mean, it's
All
not
kids
the
get 'em
plague.
sooner or later.
John Warren, you know Lucy is only 14 months old. Poor little dear.
14 months? You know what I was doing? I was working in the coal mine at 14 months. These
You
kids
got a
are
number
soft
in that little
nowadays.
book of yours? No, it's just about 8 o'clock in San Francisco. They'll be up.
I mean, it is 8 o'clock here, too, but, you know,
I
whatever.
believe I will.
Go ahead, call her.
Make
You'll
her
feel
day.
better.
Wait, is this the whole thing about long-distance phone calls? Wow, she just keeps her little black book out like that?
3,
That
1,
tramp?
8,
Wait a minute. Phone numbers don't have letters?
5,
What kind of weird blasphemy is this?
3, 6, 8.
Man, Sesame Street back in the day
Are
was
you sure it isn't
weird.
too early out there?
Oh, no, it's 11 o'clock here. That means it's 8 o'clock out there.
Oh, I guess you know math better than me,
Sally, this is
dear.
Mother.
Simple, wasn't it? She just
Mother?
picked up her telephone and dialed
Mother?
her daughter in San Francisco, California. In a matter of seconds,
Oh, who are
she
you
is
again?
talking
I
with her.
totally forgot.
Simple, and yet you are seeing the results of many, many years of coordinated effort in research, engineering, and operating
Yeah, the
experience.
real research is really what goes on to keep that
It's hard
man's
for
pants
us to
up.
realize today that in the early 1880s, the telephone was considered a newfangled contraption.
Nowadays, it's just an oddity. I think I better crank it like that new horseless carriage we just got.
Boy operators manned the switchboards in those days.
Good gravy.
And it
That
was
looks
an adventure to be
boring.
able to talk with friends or relatives on the other
Wow,
side
you
of
just
town.
squawked into a box. That
The
sounds
telephone at
boring.
last was filling a deep human need.
The
The
need to
of
get
people
your shit
separated
off your
from one
chest.
another to talk with each other.
Hello? Skank bitch, how you
Soon,
doing?
alert girl operators replaced the boys.
Introducing Frankengirl. That kind of looks painful.
New types of instruments were developed.
Like a
And the
dongle.
telephone grew up
Because that's
with a
just
growing
hot to have
America.
hanging off the wall. I wonder if anybody's ever tried to smoke one of those. Hi, yes. I'm using a newfangled device
The
called a
demand for
phone.
telephone service snowballed.
Oh, imagine the loogies
Indeed,
you could
the
hock
use
into
of the
that
telephone
thing.
became so tremendous that by the 1920s, dial service was rapidly being
Oh my
introduced
God, I'm tripping
to
balls
help handle
about
the
telephones
increased
now.
volume of calls. As the calls
Oh my
increased,
God, the walls are
more
moving,
operators
bro.
were needed.
This is a bad trip.
More calls to handle meant more jobs to do, and more people to fill those jobs.
Looks like it's just a coordinated
This
job
has
with a
been
hokey
the
pokey.
story all through the development of the telephone.
Oh yeah, put
For
that
instance,
pole
the
in,
days when we
baby.
had little or no dial service, the Bell system had 270,000 employees.
Now we've
By
got
the time
6.
70% of the telephones were dialed, there were 600,000 employees.
And 500,000
More than
dumpy
twice
pants.
as many. But the
Gravy, some of
remarkable
those
use of
Coke
the
bottles on
telephone
those
was only
ladies, we
part
could
of the
burn a
story
hole
of
through the
change in
floor.
American life. As villages became towns, and towns became industrial cities,
And cities
people's
became
interests
just
broadened.
epicenters of filth and
where
destruction.
those early citizens were thrilled to telephone across town,
What?
people now wanted to
You're
call
where?
towns and
My
cities
God,
across
that's
the nation.
craziness! Get out of my garbage can!
Finally, they wanted their voices to span the oceans.
You know, the crazy thing is,
And
those
they
are still
did.
in operation. Don't ask me how I know that.
Truly, America had grown up.
Not like we really wanted to see
All
what
of
it
which
turned
brings us
into when
back
it got
to
its first
Englewood.
tramp stamp, but here we
On
are.
many of Englewood's telephones, you could already dial any one of more than 4 million other telephones in the surrounding territory.
Because, really, that's a goal in life you
modern
have.
telephone service, and therefore
When are they
a
gonna
fine
start
proving
modern
ground
buildings?
for this new
God,
type
we
of
need a couple
long-distance
here.
service. A proving ground to answer such questions as,
Will you
customers
smell
like the
what's under
service?
my toupee?
Do they find it easy to use?
Can
What
you pick your
improvements can
butt
be made?
and run at the same time?
This first installation now enables telephone users to dial their own long-distance
God, I love
calls,
this era of film.
as well
All
as their
these
local
flat
calls
butts.
and calls to nearby communities.
And now I'm getting a double. Life
The
is fucking
equipment
great.
that
Just
makes
hold on
this
this
service
shot.
possible
Oh, damn it!
is among the most complex that man has ever devised.
What? The
When
toilet
you
paper
dial
roll?
a number, the equipment obediently receives the information, stores it up,
And then shoots
and
it out
remembers it.
like a spitwad.
it searches
Okay,
out
now
an
this looks like a
electrical
hen
pathway
house.
for your call, choosing the one that is most suitable at a given instant.
Good gravy. This looks
If it
worse than the
finds one
backside of my
pathway blocked,
television with all my
it
game
tries another,
consoles.
and another,
And another.
another.
And another.
If
And
it runs into
another.
trouble,
Did we mention it does
automatically
another?
reports the trouble and its probable source.
It's the fact that Bill Nye was working on it. That's why. Him and
Parts
his
of the
flat
equipment
butt.
connected with other parts exchange information. They do this
So that's who
sometimes by a
R2-D2's
touch
grandfather
system,
was,
such
huh?
as the blind use in reading Braille. Sometimes it's done with a stream of electrons flowing through space,
Sometimes it's done
Sometimes
with
it uses
chicken
an
wire,
elaborate system of
donkeys, and
musical
axle
notes.
grease.
played in chords that are heard and interpreted by a mechanical ear.
Not the ones we
But
got,
even
because
that's
by
not
gum,
all
we
of it.
can't hear squat.
Keeping track of the details of the call is done automatically too.
Okay, that's
When
called
you
a
dial
violation
number,
of privacy, and
holes
you
are
shouldn't be
punched in a
doing that.
continuous tape representing your telephone number and the number you dial. More holes are punched to show the time when you
Oh,
start talking
dig these
and
holes,
when you
baby.
finish talking and hang up. If you get a busy signal or the number doesn't answer, no charge is made.
Oh, what a
Since
relief.
all this
I
information
was
is
hoping
in the
to save
form
a
of tiny
penny.
holes in a long piece of paper, the meaning of these tiny holes has to be expressed in words and figures.
Not that anybody can read
This
this
is done
shit.
by
It's
running
practically
the
the
tape through
Matrix
several
of
machines, which
1950.
assemble the information, translate, sort, and summarize it. Figure the length of your call,
What, does your phone take the
by the correct
SATs?
rate, and, you guessed it, type your toll statement.
You know, because you're going to be paying out the ass because you
But
decided
for
to
the
phone your
Englewood
cousin in
telephone user,
Killarney.
it's as easy as dialing a local call. Remember that number Mrs. Warren looked up in her personal telephone
Yeah, because she
notebook?
had letters in it which make no
318.
damn sense.
Garfield 5, 2368. The only difference between that and a local
the fact
number
that you've got
is the 3
letters.
digits at the beginning. 318 is the code for the San Francisco area.
Oh yeah, back when
If her
area
daughter
codes
had lived in
actually meant
Chicago,
something.
Mrs. Warren would have dialed the code 312.
Because Chicago is
and then
kind
the
of
telephone
important,
number.
that's why it only has a 3 and a 2.
Cleveland 216.
They were kind of important back in the day, but nobody cares.
Boston 617.
Nobody cares about Boston.
Altogether, more than 80 numbered areas are planned for the United States and parts of Canada.
This is all rather
For some
complicated, but
time
here you
past,
go.
Area numbers like these
yeah,
have been
there's
used by
mine.
telephone operators
814.
in dialing long-distance calls.
412.
When the people in the Englewood area with 1- and 2-party lines were given this
Oh
service,
yeah, party
they could
lines
dial
back
to
in
13
the
of these
day.
areas. That meant that more than 11 million telephones could be dialed from Englewood.
Who in their right mind is calling Pittsburgh?
When will the 11 million be able to dial Englewood? And what about the remaining millions of telephones in the Bell
Well, they're
system?
just screwed. They can
The
only call their
answer
barn
lies in the
horse.
future. But this much we do know.
This poor
Over the
woman might
years,
be able to
we have
use her
seen
neck
the results
sometime in
of
the
a
near
successful
future,
formula.
but highly doubtful.
Planned research to anticipate
I'm telling
the
you, if
demands
we
of
could
a
just
growing
move this
nation,
over here, it would make my
available
butt even
resources,
flatter.
plus the continued efforts of many people. This combination has given America
You mean
steady
what?
improvements in
Measles?
telephone service.
I don't even know any
The
animals.
story of long-distance dialing points the way to even better telephone service for you.
Well, let me know
tomorrow.
when that happens, because, you know, here in the future, we still ain't got it. Thank you, Bell System. I feel dumber for everything you've just taught me.